All right, I'm just out here at a roller door that's ballooned out pretty bad. Now, ballooning is not really that serious. I've got another video on how to properly adjust your roller door for ballooning. But this one here got jammed up over the weekend and they haven't been able to get it down. This is probably one of the worst cases of ballooning, but yeah, it's not that bad. There are some very simple fixes and solutions. Now, the first thing you're going to encounter with a ballooned out roller door is the whole thing expands. And as you can see here, it catches on the sharp edges of the lead-in of the tracks if they haven't been bent down properly or if the door is too low. That's the main reason probably why this door isn't closing. As you can see, pushing on that lead-in quite firmly. Bit of a sharp edge there. So let's try this one-handed. The first thing we're going to do is put the door in manual. The switch should be up there somewhere. Let's flick that up. So that's the glider roll manual release mechanism. This actually has an instruction on the side of the box there, manual and automatic, right there. You might have a pull cord or a lever. Now the door's in manual, usually you can just grab it from the middle here where it's all floppy. Let's get a wider camera. Where it's all floppy like this. And simply, let's try and get a good view. Let's do this way. Grab it from underneath and push it up into the track, like so. And pretty much that's it, problem solved. That's usually how you get a ballooned door back into the track. Now we'll just close that down. Might get a bit dark in here. There might be a light switch. Yeah, beautiful. Heaps of light now. Just close that down, roll it back up again. Actually runs pretty good. Actually, that runs pretty good. The fabric is in okay condition, but yeah, the tracks themselves, especially this one, that's quite rusted and it's flaking off and quite rough. But yeah, the door itself, that is rolling pretty straight, considering. Don't mind the nylon felt coming off there, we'll patch that back in. But if you can see there, the door itself is running pretty true. It actually runs pretty good. Now I've already applied some silicone spray to the tracks before I decided to do a video. All right, let's lock that back into automatic. Flick that lever down, like so. Move the door so it locks in. Actually, we're missing a pinning screw there. That pinning screw needs to be screwed back in. Come on, focus. Yeah, that pinning screw is looking a bit sad. We'll fix that up. Put it back into manual, automatic. Lock him back in. Now let's run the motor. Power point is on. We should be back up and running again. That. Now usually this will balloon on the way down, because what happens, the motor's only on one end. It does have a little bit of lag across the bottom rail. This end will sometimes come down a little bit first, go a bit crooked and get jammed in the track. Let's close it and see what happens. That's closing, not a problem. So it may have got a bit caught up on this nylon felt here. It may have only just ballooned out a tiny bit, got stuck on that sharp edge. So what I'll do, I'll actually bend that around. And especially this side, look at that, that is not much gap at all. So I reckon it's got caught on the top of that track there. Got tangled up, and decided to balloon out. So let's get probably some vice grips or pliers, and we'll bend that tag around a bit more. Give it a few more test runs, maybe a bit more silicone spray. Let's do that now. Always give it a good dose near the top, because that's where it decides to get jammed, usually. And we are down near the beach. There's so much rusting. Check out the post. Even the inside of the garage. A little bit rusty. Look at that. Some crazy rust happening here, but that's living by the beach for you. All right, but yeah, the door itself is running excellent. We will oil the hubs as well with some oil spray and give it a good check over, but overall, it's actually running pretty good. All right, got our vice grips. Let's see if we can do this one-handed. Just curl those over a bit. Like so. So we've still got a nice lead in coming into the top of the track there, but it's not going to catch on the door. Much more room there now. I'm that roller door bloke. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next great garage door tip.